Hi guys, welcome to No Hate Podcast today. Today we have a very special guest. Her name is Nikki Mehta. Nikki, also known as Nitya Mehta in India, Nikki in America. And Nikki went to America with her parents as a child. And then, of course, she did her schooling and everything. And after that, she joined NYPD, that is New York Police Department, and then she trained for army. She joined the army there, fought the Afghanistan war thrice, and she was on combat position, and she's a soldier. So we're talking to an Indian American lady who was a soldier in American army, and now of course she's retired. She's a veteran. She lives with lots of pets, and I like that because she has two huskies, one German Shepherd, five cats, and has a great life somewhere in Texas, I believe. Yeah,
Yes, I
that's
do.
lovely. Yeah, so that is something we have in common.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, see, life of a soldier is always tough. We can't even imagine, as civilians, we can't even imagine the kind of life they go through. So let's hear from Nikki, her life story, her experiences in the army, and always great respect for soldiers.
Thank
Tough
you.
life. They're
Thank you.
great survivors. On No Hate podcast, generally we speak with seemingly ordinary people, and what is extraordinary in them. We try to tap that, and we love to speak with and have conversations with people like Nikki because
Thank
every ordinary person have something extraordinary in them. We don't chase celebrities because mainstream media is there for them. They do all their stuff. They want to look good. They want to promote a product, and they want to, it's all same scripted stuff, and that we get to see every time. There's no soul in that. But when we speak with real survivors, I don't like the words winners and losers because there are no
you.
losers and winners in
No.
life.
No.
We are only great survivors here. So welcome, Nikki. Welcome to No Ed Podcast, and welcome to India. How was
Thank
this
you.
Diwali for you?
Oh, it was great. It was great. It's been a long time since, experiencing a lot of festivals. And that too, I'm so lucky to experience
Yeah,
the Diwali this year.
yeah. So, which was the year when your parents left India?
My parents left India when I was 3 years old. I was born here, and we landed up in Los Angeles, Santa Monica.
I believe that's West Coast, huh?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
And you did your schooling there. So, how did
Yes.
this NYPD?
I ended up obviously in New York City, New York. I've always liked law enforcement,
Okay.
and it took a while for me to get accepted to the NYPD Academy because of my height. As you could see, I'm 4'11".
Oh, 411.
It was really hard, but I managed with hard work and determination. And there I was after 30 times.
What? They
After
rejected you for 30 times?
Yeah, because of my physical, being. It took but determination. I never, ever gave up.
Wow.
Yes. But finally, 30th time with all the entrance examination, physical examination, there's so many things you have to pass one section at a time. It took a while.
All right.
Yes.
So, how was your experience? I mean, any special anecdotes that you remember?
Yes. Definitely. That was my occupation. I got accepted as an undercover in a transit. Underneath, we have trains and everything, so I was undercover.
All right. So, like a spy,
Going back and forth from the train, making sure everything's good. There's no drunk people pocketing,
Yeah.
bulgari, as far as that goes. And we were there. There's regular officers with regular uniform and undercover.
Wow, that's so different for an Indian girl,
Yeah, I
coming
just
from.
blended in.
Yeah, lovely, lovely. Because
Yeah.
you came from a traditional family,
Yes,
there must have
definitely.
been some sort of resistance when you joined the forces from the family, or there wasn't none?
actually resistance from the family in the sense of when I joined uh, the military and when I joined the NYPD. Yes,
Okay.
my grandfather.
But he was there in the US or he was
He
in
was.
India?
We were in U.S.
Okay.
in New York. That's how I ended up in New
All
York.
right. I can completely understand, why this kind of resistance comes from conservative families. And
Yes.
I respect that because, you're different people. He grew up in a different environment. You grew up in a different environment. Then you're placed, he's placed in an environment which is alien to him,
Mhm.
which he cannot understand. This happens. This is a very typical problem with Indian families staying abroad. But it's all lovely. I mean, in the end, you could, pursue your career. That's amazing. So, how did the shift happen from NYPD to American Army?
Well, I wanted to experience more. I love challenging myself. With NYPD, I wanted to do something different. When 9/11 hit, of course, when that military supersedes everything, all and any job that you have, because military comes first, because something happened, attacks, terrorist attacks. And it was really devastating of how I felt. And I was part of 9/11, and I was checking all the IDs, like, first responders. And it was terrible experience I've had. I had to pack everything, leave everything behind, ran all the smoke, seeing people
Terrible.
dying, gasping for air. At one point, everybody was trying to get into the store and closing up the door. I went in. It was really hard. And I see this baby stroller and a mother. And I couldn't see that. It was devastating. I had to open up the door and just yank them, like pull them inside. And everybody inside the store, stop it, no, no, no. I said, no, you cannot do that. There's a baby outside. So I managed to get them in. It was really bad.
I can imagine, but still, cannot fully imagine. But this is must be very intense, to be a part of that
It is
9/11
intense.
event.
I mean, we never knew. At
Yeah.
that day, I had jury duty. And in the morning, for some reason, I overslept and I woke up. And I'm like, oh my God. My friend calls me up like right away before all the phones got dead. He told me that, look, turn the TV on, turn the TV on. And I did. And right then and there, I just cried.
Yeah.
My stomach was tightening up. And right then and there, I knew it's time to pack up. So I packed up.
Then after that, you joined the American Army.
I started, everybody was asking us that, okay, if you want to join, this is just part time because we got, deployed for 9/11. So it's up to you if you want to carry on active duty, meaning full time. And I said yes. And I wanted personally to be part of it.
Wow, very courageous because for someone with, I mean, I'm not saying that short people or not.
No.
There's some limitation that happens because of that, but that determination, like even any physical shortcoming didn't stop you from wherever you wanted to go. That's amazing. I really appreciate that because what has happened is in today's time, a lot of things the young kids are getting very easily. Like that, especially with the mobile phone now.
Yeah.
Press of a couple of buttons and it's there in front of you. They really don't have to fight. They don't really see the reality of life, the violence in life, which is there. You cannot deny that. If somebody wants to push it under the carpet, he can, but it is there. You can't avoid it. You can wish you could avoid it, but it's there in your face. So when we went to Afghanistan, what was your duty? Tell us more because we have only heard the stories of that war and how Americans fought that war and locals were against it. Russians had occupied that country before you went there.
Yeah.
So, how was your interaction with local people? What was your job? And how was it seeing that kind of violence up close and personal, as they call it?
My job was military police, like NYPD. Police is police. That was my job in the military. Securing the perimeter, that was my job. Yes, I did have interaction with other locals, especially the kids. We were there supporting the people of Afghanistan and securing the perimeter, border. That was my job. And yes, I've seen a lot of stuff going on. It was also devastating
Yeah.
than 9/11.
Okay. Oh my God, that was that bad. See, humanity in general all over is the same. I mean, that's what we believe in Indian spirituality. We believe that humanity is one. We are all one. Primarily, we are very similar. But different cultures have different rituals, different lifestyles, different habits, and stuff like that. Did you see that when you interacted with Afghans? It's the same kind of, like they're like us. There's
Yes,
nothing.
there's no
There's no
difference.
difference.
They have the same spirituality. They have the same saying. The only thing I did not like is for women. They cannot do what they wanted to do. And that really, I did not like it.
Yeah.
I really didn't.
It's a culture thing. So
Yes.
So what were the incidences that left a deep impact on you when you fought there? Obviously you had guns and
Yes, we
grenades on
did.
your body, and it's a war out there. It's a
Mm-hmm.
people are out to kill each other, and I
That's
say this with great sensitivity because saying it is one thing and being there is another thing. If you're a weak-hearted person, this is not the place for you.
You're correct. You are absolutely correct. It's all mental. If you cannot take it, then nobody's putting a gun to your head. That you have to join the military or not. I feel it's not a matter of being weakness or strong. You just go with the flow. And it is important. They tell you right then and there when you go for basic training, if you cannot, there's nothing wrong. If you cannot handle it, then like you said, this is not a place for you.
Yeah. And now what you're doing is amazing. After coming out of that challenging time, now, of course, you mentioned you had many health problems, many mental problems after July.
Yes.
Yeah. But now you're using your time to help new kids. You're counseling, you're healing, you're a
Yes.
psychic healer now.
Yes.
So this is something. But before we
Yeah.
go to that, I want you to tell us some incidences that left deep impact on you, and you could also tell it facing the camera, tell it to the audience, because people would like to learn from you. People don't get to meet people like you every day. I wouldn't say maybe in 2 years' time one gets to meet someone like you.
Thank you.
I'm not saying that give them a message, that would be very cliched, but the new generation should learn from people like you, is what I feel.
That is correct. Guys, if I could do it, you could do it. There's nothing wrong with it. I had to go through a lot of situations, but I have faith in you guys. Just do it. I'm only 4'11", but it doesn't matter. If you have something in your heart that you want to do something, then do it. Please.
Yeah, that's lovely. So people need others to encourage them. A lot of people are courageous, but they need that push, that support, so that they can go there.
Mm-hmm.
And I also saw your tattoos. That's amazing. You have all
Yeah, I
these
just
weapons,
kept
yeah?
it. Well,
That's
there's
lovely.
a lot of.
Let the audience see. What is written there. It's what is
There you
that?
go. Every tattoo that I have, there's a meaning to it.
Okay.
This is, I don't know whether you could see it or
Yeah.
not.
Show
This
it.
is Glock 19. This is the grenade, as you could see. This is the chaku.
You
And
call
this
it
is
chaku or a knife?
their knives,
Oh,
actually. And this is AK-47.
yeah.
And it's called Destruction and Love. I
Yeah.
don't know whether you could see it or not.
Yeah, I could see that.
LOVE.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So it's a contrast
Yes.
between war and love, because it's not only war. And there's a lot of stuff like you mentioned before, I know we got sidetracked about some kind of incidents and what have you. Yes, I have experienced incidents. I've seen my soldiers die, and it's devastating. I've never been in my situation like this before. Missiles going back and forth while we were sleeping. We heard boom, boom, boom. What's going on right now? It was a really bad experience. People couldn't even get dressed. All they wore is the helmet, and that's not good. After that incident, I kept on wearing my uniform, and it is sad that you cannot get comfortable sleeping. The day after everything was upside down, we had to regroup, and regroup, putting all the tents back up again, all the security measures. Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah. And I've also seen that, war is such a complicated situation which humanity has never been able to avoid ever. Our history says that, there are two sides to a story always, like we cannot take side. We cannot be with one side, never, because there's always another story of the other party.
Yes.
And that's what I've seen in every war, especially in Afghanistan. The casualties, the suffering is from both the sides always. There are innocent civilians, those who
The-
die and they suffer, and that is very heartbreaking.
yes, it is.
People, those who have done nothing wrong, I mean, they were there at the wrong time, and they got killed because of that, and
Right.
that is something I'm unable to understand. I'll never get answer to that, but I know, but it's life. Life just flows, and you have to be a part of it.
Like everybody thinks all Afghanistan people are bad. It shouldn't happen that way. Like you mentioned, there are other innocent bystanders, wrong place at the wrong time. Yes, but they shouldn't be, no one should be treating them like that. Even our U.S. soldiers, we shouldn't be treating. Some of them do. I'm not going to be lying. I'll be honest. But it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah. Also, we spoke about the sexual orientation aspect involved, and being gay. How did it affect your career, your personal relationships
Um,
with your colleagues, and what was that? I mean, before we get into that, I want to mention this, that we are all human beings. We are all same. There are no real distinctions in reality. It's just all the distinctions are created by man. These are all man-made distinctions, and we respect everybody, whether you're straight,
mm,
you're gay, or whatever you are. We are just human beings who breathe, who talk, who have a mind, and at that level we are all one. There is equality. So we are on that platform, all of us. We are on that, we're
sure.
standing there, and from that angle, but still society by large has different considerations, and you can't stop a person in the society. He will be what he will be, and based on that, what were your experiences?
Well, when I joined the military back then, it was don't ask, don't tell at that point. So, yes, I am gay, but at the same time, I couldn't express how I feel deep inside because of that statement. But actually, I never had any problems, believe it or not. Like some people do, some people don't. But along the way, yes, you mentioned sexual harassment or just harassment also as well. Yes, I've experienced that. And it was a bad experience. And I don't want anybody to get into that situation because I know everybody's hearing in the military there's harassment issues, sexual harassment issues. And yes, I was part of it. A lot of people don't do anything about it, but sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah, but my take on this is, this kind of harassment happens everywhere. It's not just military.
Yes, like
Yeah, yeah. In society, in any walk of life, if you go, they're the same human beings there, like if you, it's not that only in the military, the bullying happens. And I have a
exactly.
different take on bullying also. I've seen that people, those who bully, there is some sort of a inferiority complex in them.
Yeah,
There is some sort of unfulfilled desire, or there's something lacking in them, and that is why they want to bully. And every bully in the end regrets it.
Yeah, it's everywhere bullying.
Yeah.
But I feel it's the power of like what you mentioned of feeling different. The power. That's all.
It's the power game you mean to say.
Yes, yes.
Lovely. That's what makes you, a bigger survivor, I would say. That's what makes you,
Yeah,
it's an all-rounded experience.
it's been hard. It's been hard sometimes. But nowadays, everybody, everybody joins the military, regardless whether you're gay or straight or bisexual, I should say. Now it's really open now. But as far as harassment, yes. I'll admit it. I'll be honest. Yes.
Yeah, okay. It's part of life, let's say.
Yes.
So tell me which weapons you handle more, because I'm imagining you with those guns and grenades around your neck and around your vest. So
yes, I've had M16.
What was that?
M16, it's a weapon. I've also had on the bottom a grenade launcher.
Oh, it's a grenade, so it must be a heavy weapon.
Actually, yes. And I was wondering, something was going on. I thought they made a mistake, but it was assigned to me. And I said, no. And a guy behind me was tall and big, and he only got M16. So I asked the sergeant, I'm like, wait a second, there's something going on here, some mistake. No, that's your name right there, Mehta, right? And I said, yeah, that is yours. I said, how? I'm 4'11", and he's 6 something, and he's just got a small weapon, but I have a grenade launcher with M16. It was attached to it. The grenade launcher is attached on the bottom, and that weapon is called 203.
All right.
So you know what that means. I had to carry it.
And how many times you launched grenades using that weapon?
2 times.
2 times, okay.
Everybody was like behind me because they knew I had a grenade launcher. Now they got scared, but I have a grenade launcher. So just looking at that guy behind me, another soldier, I should say, and I just looked at him like this, and he looked at me like this, and I think this weapon is yours. And he says, no, it's not mine, it's yours.
Interesting. And what about pistols and machine guns and rifles?
Yes, machine guns, 50 caliber. Now, when you're in training before deployment, we have to train just like basic training. It's like a repetition. So it's embedded in our minds. We go through all the weapons, like how to shoot. If something happens, we have to get to it. One of them, a machine gun, is called 50 caliber. That's automatic, like that.
Okay.
Another weapon is M14, Glock 19, 38, a lot of weapons.
Wow. And tell me about the kind of clothing you wore that was protective clothing, let's call it. That was bulletproof jackets and
yeah, we had a
helmets.
vest on, our Kevlar with the helmet. We also have different kind of uniforms, one for the summer uniforms and one from the winter uniforms. They don't care whether it's raining or muddy. Believe me, I've been there, done that. I've been there. At first, I'm like, what is this? I'm dirty. Like, everything is dirty. My face is dirty because you're prone position, sleeping on your tummy with the weapon on your shoulder, holding it. Sleepless nights, perimeter checks, everything. They don't care. There's no such a thing as overtime. No, you're a soldier. We are 24 hours soldier.
Amazing. Respect, what I can say. Your name also, see the word Nitya has a deep meaning in our culture. Nitya, your name is Nitya, which I believe
Right.
is a version of Nitya. Nitya meanings that continuous, eternal, you can say. And what is eternal is truth. Yeah. So what is Nitya is Satya in our language, in Hindi. So you mean truth. The meaning of your name is truth. And that is, I don't know whether your parents, they thought about it when they gave you this name, or do you remember any history?
No, and you're right. It's continuous. So it has a reflection for continuous and being a soldier. It's just never ending. I feel that way sometimes. Why did I pick this profession? How come I didn't get all the question arises? How come I didn't get married off like a traditional Indian wedding or Indian family or what have you? I did everything opposite, everything opposite of what I was expected to do because I felt challenged. I felt there's something out there, something for me to conquer, for me to be a soldier. Maybe, who knows, maybe in my previous life, I might was a soldier. Sometimes I think about that because none of my family was in the military. Yes, freedom fighter. Yes, my papa was a freedom fighter.
Wow.
So I don't know if that's related to what I was doing as far as that goes. I sometimes think about all those questions. I'm I'm like that. I analyze, I investigate, I do research. I guess it's police in me.
Lovely. I believe you have many pets also. Let's talk about the latter. And I love pets,
They're
yeah,
beautiful.
dogs and cats.
Yes,
Tell us
yes.
more on that.
I got two huskies. They're pure breed. I'm sure they're enjoying themselves like I am in a boarding. I have two other dogs inside my house. And this German Shepherd keeps on coming back and forth because I'm a giving person. The food is always there and everybody's most welcome. They are really good to have.
True.
They help me. They love me unconditionally. They know how I'm feeling. They know when I'm sad, when I'm happy. Like I packed all my stuff and coming to India. They felt that. They knew something was going on. And now I'm sure, they miss me. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you have cats too, right?
Yes, I do have cats
Yeah.
and they are amazing. They are
How many?
5.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
5.
A lot of people telling me I had more actually, but I had to give out. I couldn't, take it. They're smart. They open up the cabinets and I was amazed. I was really amazed. They make me laugh. They make me smile. And some of the veterans, they need that unconditional love.
Yes.
They need a support
Absolutely.
for mental health because a lot of people have PTSD, post traumatic disorder, which I have.
Yeah. All right. So you're under medication or you're
No,
being
I'm not under medication. It's just, I do see a psychiatrist.
okay.
So they're the ones who diagnosed me.
Yeah, all right. So coming to a little serious issue that a lot of veterans they face in America, more in America, not in India much, because I have only information that comes from published books or on internet, where I've seen that the percentage of suicide is very high amongst American veterans.
Yes, they are. I've seen my sergeant. I've seen 2, 3 other soldiers. I hear about that. And it's a sad issue. Psychologically, mentally, it does not affect only them. They affect us. They affected me. Closeness. And I sometimes wonder why. There's so much help, but I'm trying to put myself in their shoes. What were they thinking? Why? Shooting themselves, hanging themselves. I don't know. I just cannot. I don't know what they're thinking. And it shouldn't be that way. Just talking to somebody, serving with them, and you think about it. Wow, I just spoke with them. I just spoke with her. And then that's it. Why? I get mad. Of a blink of an eye, it just goes. You don't know what to expect. Yeah, it is a delicate issue. We have a lot of mental issues. Training, away from family, away from your kids. Me being away, I as far as I can remember, I didn't even see my sister. I didn't see my family. I missed all their birthdays. I missed all the holidays. And all we had was each other, brothers and sisters. That's what we call it, brothers and sisters in arms.
Wow.
That was my family, throughout the whole time.
It's tough. I know. I know. Are you? We had discussion off camera before we started this conversation. You were
Yeah.
saying that you're doing something for counseling, for for to address this issue by meeting people those who are in the armed forces?
Yes, there's so many things that the Veterans Affairs that we are right now. They're in charge of the health issues, doctors. They put us out their certain percentage of disability. I said like I'm 100% disability. So I never knew I had so much of benefits till I found out, until I learned about what benefits they give me. Education benefits. There's so many. There's array of so many things.
So you have great support from the government. They're taking
Actually,
care of you.
yes,
Good to
yes.
know that.
Now, 2023, a lot of things have changed from back then. Everything's direct deposit now.
Mhm.
Back then, it was American Express check cards. That was our salary, but everything has increased because of cost of living.
Yeah, that's lovely. This is what I meant, when uh, there is something extraordinary in every ordinary person. If I meet you on the street, you may pass off as somebody who is a girl next door. Let's put it this way. But when I hear your story, I come to know, what you have gone through, your journey, from a Better Road girl to someone who went to America, fought the wars, and thrice in Afghanistan, carried weapons, threw grenades, and saw all that violence. See, saying this is one thing, and doing it and being there in the middle of it is hats off to you. I have full respect to you, Nikki.
Thank you, Rajesh.
I could have gone on and on because this subject really intrigues me, but maybe there'll be another opportunity where we can come together again and
Sure.
do the next episode and take it forward. But Nikki, thank you so much for sparing time and coming over and sharing your thoughts with me, with our audience. But I urge you to if you want to say something to our audience on life, because you are a great survivor. It's not just you have not just lived life. So if you could look at the camera and tell to the audience.
Well, like I said before, there's a lot of stuff that I went through. Certain things I have not discussed because certain things I'm not ready to discuss. Um, yes, I have seen a lot of stuff and it's really devastating. But on the other hand, if anyone wants to join the army, please join. It doesn't matter whether you're a woman or a man. Thank you.